We're with you. I'm just going to take my headset off. Om. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namaha. Shivaya Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaaya Namaha Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Your tone's amazing. I can hear you've been doing it a lot. I can hear it in your tone. You can. I can hear the heart energy. Can we just join in one Om together now at the same time? Even with Charles's tone in the background, like with us. So let's we'll take a breath when we do this. Maybe breathe the arms up, and then as we breathe the arms down through the center, we'll Om. We'll do that 3 times. So when we're ready, arms down beside us. Deep breath in. And again, deep breath. And again. Beautiful. Thank you. Let's start by grounding in with some breath work, so hopefully you're all comfortable wherever you are. Yeah, if you could mute now, that'd be great. Yeah. Beautiful. So sitting comfortably. Legs can be out long, they can be crossed. Support yourself in a way that allows you to rest into your seat. Maybe I'll invite you to close your eyes and just give your tongue, your chin, just a little slight tuck, creating length and space at the back of the neck. Start to settle into your breath here where you are. That beautiful sound work has prepared us to sit. It's kind of allowed our mind to align with that intention and that vibration. Feeling where your sitting bones are sitting on your seat. Notice the feet and the space around the feet. Notice your legs and the space your legs take where you're seated. Notice the hips and the pelvis and how they're feeling to sit like this at the moment. Feeling this, the position of your sacrum. And then tracing the contour of the spine. So it just kind of sits, and you sit in a very light and buoyant way. Feel the forces that support you as you sit, and see if you can let go of the effort to actually sit and allow yourself to simply be here. Allow yourself to sigh a few times as well. Deep breath. I can still kind of hear one is not muted. I wonder if I can mute them. Oh yeah, okay. I don't mind it being on, but it's just in case there's any background sound. Thanks, Jenny. Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it. You're done. Okay. Feel free to unmute anytime if anyone needs to say anything. So let's come back again to the seat. And let's notice the quality of your breath right now. Even if you're aware of any background sounds in your environment, see if you can just allow yourself to come back. Find a focal point within, it may be an anchor into the breath. Might be starting to notice more the space between your thoughts. Starting to relax the root of the tongue. Softening the eyes and have a gentle smile on the face. See if you can sit here with the eyes closed without any strain. And if you feel strain, just notice that. And maybe meet that with a smile. An inner smile. Let the eyes smile. While still acknowledging if there's any discomfort on the inside. To bring more of an ujjayi sound into your breath, so as you start to notice the breath coming in through the nose, feel it down the back of the throat, almost like you're breathing in through the throat as well, but your lips are slightly closed. It's almost like you're drinking through a straw. And then as you breathe out, like you're fogging a mirror with your mouth closed. Darth Vader sounding breath or oceanic sound. Begin to make it a little longer and feel almost like a rolling massaging into the belly. As you breathe in, let it expand, and as you breathe out, let it draw back in naturally. Mindful to ensure you breathe completely out until you can't let any more out, and then stay there just for an extra pause or two. And when you feel the call from within to breathe again, take it again, nice long, slow, deep inhalation. gradually you'll start to entrain to an even more subtle wave, a subtle rhythm within you, which is slower than other kind of pulses you're aware of. It's a rolling in and then a rolling out, like the infinity. Making the pauses a little bit longer as you draw from deep within the space and bring forth to your heart and mind your intention for your practice today. Remembering to follow your body's inner wisdom and only work to that. Listening and respecting what your body says. Let's take one more cycle of breath. And completely out. So let's very gently open the eyes. If you need to change your cross of your legs, do so. We're going to start with the head and the neck, so let's just gently, closing the eyes when we do this maybe, drop your chin softly to your chest and feeling what it feels like for the muscles that shorten in the front and the muscles that lengthen in the back. And pause there, find a sweet spot in that pause and then gently look up. And again, find a sweet spot in your pause. Looking down. Looking up, and let the eyes follow if they're open, or even behind your shut eyelids. Let your eyes lead you. If you get dizzy or spinning, open the eyes. One more. Come back to centre. We're going to turn your head to look over your shoulder. It's up to you which shoulder you go to first. Notice the muscles that shorten and the muscles that lengthen. Slowly look to the other shoulder. Really feel what's happening in that cervical spine, in particular your probably around C2, C3, C4, upper to lid. Let's go back the other way. And C2 on C3. That's the part that's rotating. Occipital Atlantis. Let's come back to centre, just noticing how you're feeling, and this time side bending. So we're going to drop the ear to the shoulder. It's up to you which side you go to, and then drop the other ear to the other shoulder. And allow the opposite shoulder to depress a little. Take it nice and slow, and see if you can keep your body still at this stage, and just let your neck do the side bending. Continue to flow through. Remember that little pause at the end. And then it's a very soft transition. And do one more each side. I'm letting you feel and find your own rhythm, because it's more organic for you to do that in your own practice. Beautiful. So we're going to do 2 circles each way of the neck. We'll join all those movements together. So starting with your chin to your chest, this time take your right ear to your right shoulder. It's only a small circle, looking up, circle to the left, and chin tap again. We'll do one more like that. Finding an organic way to move that feels very natural for you. When you come back to flexion again, let's go the other way, 2 times. One more time. And let's come on up to center here. Beautiful. Can we take your hands on your knees here? And we're going to shift, it's like an Egyptian, so shift your ribs over to the left. And then shift your ribs over to the right. And it's this part of your body, the upper part, that's kind of shifting, but the hips are kind of staying where they are. And shift over to the right. And now shift over to the left. Do that again, 2 more times. Feeling what's happening in your upper thoracic, mid-thoracic and low thoracic actually. Come back to center. This time, the second part of this movement is more so like a seated cat-cow. So inhale here, begin to arch, squeeze the back body and pause, open up through the front body. And as you exhale round, and let yourself just gently fold into yourself, like a seated cat-cow. Inhale, open through the chest, draw the chest forward, squeeze the back body, breathe in. Exhale round and fold into yourself as you draw the belly button back and tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, open through the front body. Ujjayi breath. Exhale, fold and round. Do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale round. Inhale here, come on up to center. And we're going to start to combine them. So we'll shift over to the right, around, back to the left, and open up. So we're going to do like, imagine that I'm kind of stirring you, like a mortar and pestle. If you have any lower back pain here, just let your hips move with you. Try not to force the pelvis to stay still. Feel into all the little tiny bits that, like into all the corners that you feel like you really want to connect with. I'm going to do one more side this way and then we'll turn around and do the other way. Let's go back the other way now. I'll go left first. Remember the Ujjayi breath. Make it a dance with your breath and with this movement. Do 2 more like this. And last one. Beautiful. Please lift your, clasp your hands in front of your body, scoop them in front, reach tall when you ground down through your sitting bones, and exhale, we're going to side bend to your right, and I'll come with you. Inhale, stretch long and reach to the sky, grow long through your crown, squeeze your back body. Exhale, side bend to your left. Keep your left hip bone, your right hip bone down. Inhale, come center again. One more time either side. Exhale, side bend to your right. Keep your left hip down. Inhale, side bend here. Sorry, reach strong and then side bend to your left. Inhale and exhale, release those hands. Let's bring ourselves over to all fours. Come on, ready for cat-cow. We'll do a little bit of a float here. Fingers are wide, pressing down through all 4, all 10 fingers. Knees underneath your hips, and if your wrists have been a little sore, turn your hands out a little more than normal. Drop the belly here and let your chest draw through the arms, sternum spread, looking up. Exhale, round, push the hands into the floor, tuck the tail, shorten the front body muscles, squeeze. Let's flow again another few times, drop the belly. Long Ujjayi breath, remember the pause and exhale, round again. Start to make it organic. And bring in any kind of other movement you want here. Make it play a little rather than just sticking to fully traditional cat-cow. Today we're going to play. Exhale. And if I'm going too fast for you, stay in your own rhythm. Move with your own breath calling. Play with shifting the body forward and back with these movements. Just like you watch when your animals stretch. You're going to slowly start to lean it forward as we come into the happy cat. And you'll feel it, hopefully, if you anchor the knees down in the lower abdominals. And as you exhale and tuck and round, squeeze everything back and start to come to a child's pose. Release when you're there, then get ready for a happy cat. Come on up again. Bend the elbows, drop the belly, lean forward slightly to feel more of a stretch through the lower core. Exhale, round, tuck, squeeze, draw back to child's pose. Let's do this like this with a long, slow breath for another 4 times. Hold your breath until you need to move. And exhale. Ujjayi breath. Exhale. Let's do that another 2 times. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. This time inhale all the way up. Shift your shoulders forward. Maybe walk your knees back. You're going to lower all the way down to your belly. Hug your upper arms in, nice and close beside your body. And here, just take a moment to rest your hands down beside you, forehand down on the floor. And on the inhalation, we're going to keep our feet down and our pubic bone pushes into the floor. And slowly start to lift your upper body. At this stage, the hands still stay down. Exhale, lower. Relax. Let's do that again, but this time lift the arms as well. Inhale, push pubic bone in, toes stay down, roll shoulder blades back, squeeze the shoulder blades toward one another, hands reach down toward feet, but they lift up. Exhale, lower down. This time we're going to add the legs as well, so bring the upper body first, and now lift your legs. Spin your little toe sides down, and the thighs kind of roll out. Exhale, lower down. Bring your hands down beside your chest. And inhale, come on up to a little cobra here. So we'll peel the shoulders off the floor a little bit, but we're not using our hands. They're just there at the moment resting. They can hover even. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come on up a little bit more this time. This time we'll use the hands a little with bent elbows. Exhale, lower. And this time, Cobra stage 3. Wave up, roll the shoulders back and down. Maybe straighten the arms this time. And exhale, draw your bottom back, tuck your toes under. Spread your fingers wide, then begin to press down through the pads of the fingers. Exhale, lift your hips and bottom. Let's come on up to downward facing dog. Breathe deeply in your down dog. Starting to walk the dog and warm up the backs of the legs. Nice and slow, we're just strolling the dog today. Make it rhythmic for yourself. Meditative. Please ground down through your right foot. We're going to stretch that left foot back just into a gentle 3-legged dog. Maybe you might want to open out into a scorpion to open the left hip. Just be careful not to collapse in the right ankle. And only do this if you're sacroiliac like sits. Take your time. Come back to three-legged dog. Exhale. Lower the left foot down. Ground the left foot down. Right foot gently, slowly stretch back. Try not to rush it. Stay there if that's good for you, or if it's fine for you to open into a scorpion. Open through the front of the right hip without collapsing into the left leg. Slowly return. Right foot back, lower down, and let's slowly walk our feet towards the hands, hands towards the feet. Feet face forward, bend the knees at this moment in time. And as we inhale, we're going to sit up into a chair pose and gently sweep those arms. So inhale, sweep the arms up beside you while you sit your tailbone back. And exhale, fold again over your legs. Uttanasana, but with bent legs. Inhale to chair again. Exhale, fold. Inhale through chair. Exhale, fold. This time we're going to inhale all the way to standing. Inhale all the way up. Slowly, slowly does it. Bend the knees, and then the last things to straighten. Standing all the way up and breathing all the way out. Let's bring ourselves to the front of our mats. Hands at our heart. We're going to take a warm-up round through some salutation first with some lunge. So find Tadasana, feeling all 4 points of your feet ground down. Make your legs active. Feel the front muscle of your thigh quads really engage. And then soften them, and soften and bend the knees, and see which feels better for you. Activate or soften. What do you need today? They're two powerful ways of standing. One is in full-on Tadasana, the other is more of a soft, more to allow the meridians to flow a little better as well. So from wherever you are, let's take the arms, bring them down and up beside you. Exhale to your heart. Inhale again, arms out and up. Exhale to your heart. Breathe the arms again, inhale. Maybe slightly looking up at the thumbs with a little tiny back bend. Exhale, begin to fold forward. Keep your legs bent at the stage. Fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway up, trace your hands up your shins, flatten your spine. Exhale, stepping the left foot back. Lower the left knee into a lunge. Ground down but the front foot, draw it into the hip. Inhale here, scoop the left tailbone under. And as you exhale, sweep those arms down and squeeze your shoulder blades back together. Inhale, reach up, come higher into your lunge. Scoop your left tailbone under here, so you're sitting up a little higher in your lunge. Exhale, you're sinking gently into your lunge, so it becomes deeper as you sweep your arms down. Let's do two more like this. Inhale, lift the lunge a little, push the back shin into the floor, scoop the left tailbone under. Exhale, relax down into your lunge. One more time. Inhale. Exhale this time as you come down, hands beside either side of the right leg. Let's stretch it back into a gentle hamstring. Stretch your toes, stay down, straighten the front leg. Place your hands wherever they support you both most. If you need your blocks, grab them as well. I'm wondering if you can all hear the rain. It's raining here. Let's inhale here, gently come forward into your lunge. Left hand will ground down on the floor or on a block. Tuck the back leg and lift the back knee. Right arm will peel and open up into a twisted dragon. So here, the right arm is directly above the shoulders. Reach up through your fingers. If you are choosing to look at the right hand, just take a gentle tuck in the chin. We might do backward circle with that right arm. Circle backwards, and then reach forward, circle backwards, and follow it with your eyes. Taking it into a nice, gentle lift. Keep that back hip lifted as well. Last one here. Inhale, looking up, back at that right hand. Exhale, ground the right hand. We're going to step back into downward facing dog. Remember the hand position, make it right for you. Hug those upper arms in without hyperextending that elbow. Keep all 10 fingers pressed down. Draw the tailbone back and away, almost like your front of your chest wants to reach the front of your thighs. Breathe up through your arms and down through your legs. Please inhale to a high plank, so shift your shoulders forward. Now you have the choice, high plank or low plank with your knees. If you're high plank, exhale here, lower down, chaturanga, with or without your knees. Slowly hug your upper arms in, chest down first, then the body and the pelvis. Rest your feet. Inhale, cobra of your choice. We're just going to do one today. So roll the shoulders back, come onto the cobra of your choice that we did before, either one of those three. Exhale, draw your bottom back. First, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Please ground right foot down, stretch left foot back slowly. Looking to the front of the mat, step left foot through. Stay here in a lunge with your knee up, hands down. Look up as you happy lunge, so arch your back. And exhale, step your right foot forward, fold over into Uttanasana. Ground the feet down, subtle bend in the knees. Breathe your way all the way to standing. And exhale your hands to your heart. We're going to flow again. Inhale, breathing all the way up. Slight looking up at the hands. Exhale, fold forward, maybe with a subtle bend in the knees if your hamstrings need a little bit more warmth. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Looking up, flat and back. Exhale, step right foot back. Lower the right knee down, come into that lunge. Press the right shin into the floor. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky as you ground that right shin down. Scoop your right tailbone under so you feel it in your hip flexor. And then exhale, then sink down lower into your lunge. Inhale, lift off a little. Take it to more of an upright. Reach through the right fingertips, ground through the right shin. Grow length there on that right side. Exhale, float down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach through the fingers, ground through the right shin, down to the floor. Exhale, soften. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale, this time fold, hands down to the floor. Exhale, gently back into a hamstring stretch. Straight leg, left leg. Fold and soften. Breathe into where you feel a pleasurable stretch. Lovely now. Inhale your way back to your lunge. Ground your right hand down, turn the hand out of the middle so you open through that right shoulder. Tuck back knee, back toe, lift back knee, lift back hip a little more. Left arm opens out into twisted dragon first. Keep lifting the back leg, keep drawing the left hip back into the socket. Back stroke with that left arm. Remember that beautiful breath. Pushing out through the back heel as well. One more time, inhale as you up, exhale, come down. Grab the left hand, stepping back into downward facing dog. Take your time, try not to drag that leg too much. Breathe deep and let go that little bit more. On your next inhalation, we're going to shift the shoulders forward. Forward to high plank. I might leave that off. Can you still hear me? Yeah? Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra of your choice. Feel the upper back activate, feel your core activate. Exhale, draw bottom back, tuck toes, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Ground left foot down, stretch right foot back, nice and slow. Step right foot through. Keep the back knee up, hands down, inhale, arch your back, happy lunge. Exhale, we're going to step forward. Ground the left foot, fold down, Uttanasana. Bend the knees slightly, inhale, begin to breathe your way all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Release your hands down, give your wrists a little shake. Now give your body a little shake. Either shake or wiggle or bounce. If you bounce, keep your feet down and just shake the body. Beautiful. Pause for a moment, actually take a moment to pause and feel that. And notice the effect just of that tiny bit of shaking inside. I get a visual of one of those little glitter jars that I make with the children. You feel the glitter kind of moving around and then it begins to settle. Beautiful. Let's take a balance before we move into our second set of standing poses. Right leg, let's ground down. Taking tree pose. Bandha Drishti. Settle your breath down to your belly. See if you can feel tree pose like you've never felt it before. Begin to lift the flex, the left hip. Maybe use your hand to place it on the inside of your upper thigh if you're wishing to come to this level of tree pose today. Maybe your hands come to your heart today. Maybe they reach up above you. Keep rooting down through your right foot. Visualize roots of light moving down through the core of the earth. And visualize our roots connecting through the earth, even though we're with each other in different places. Let's visualize we're all connected through nature, through those invisible pathways of light. Beautiful work, everyone. Beautiful stability. Begin to open through the arms. Exhale. Hopefully you remember to breathe through there. Change legs. Shifting your weight to the left side. When you're ready, begin to let that right, find your drishti first. Visualize those roots. Placing the right foot up and inside the left thigh. Maybe hands at heart. Remember to breathe. Maybe the hands grow tall. Keep your eyes on the drishti. Releasing the arms. Releasing the leg. Taking your feet about as wide as your hips. And let's do a little bit of figure eights. And actually just let your arms kind of flow with that. Bending into the knees with this a little as well. Make it into a nice organic. At the moment mine's a backwards figure eight. So it's almost like I'm drawing it backwards. I wonder what will happen if I try to do it forward. Might just try to do it forward. My knees find that interesting. And it's kind of almost like you're initiating it with your feet and then your hips, and you're letting your shoulders just kind of follow suit, and your head. So what happens if you just kind of let everything follow suit? This is a really good integrative. It's a, not your traditional yoga, but it's more of where we're kind of moving. Okay, holding still, shifting weight side to side. Let's come on up to the front of our mat again. We're going to move into second set of standing poses this time. Samasthiti. I always have trouble saying that. Standing with hands in Anjali Mudra at your heart. Ground down into Tadasana. Take a deep breath in here. And breathe out completely. When we're ready, let's flow together. Breathing the arms down. Ground down with your feet as you reach tautness. Arms exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, step left foot back. Keep the knee off the ground this time. We're going to get ready to stand up into a high lunge. So bend the back knee a little more. Sink low, bend the front leg. Stand your way up, draw that core in, and breathe your arms up. Let's hold here in the lunge just for a minute. Maybe another one, good long, slow, steady breath. And then we're going to transition to Warrior Two. So we're going to cartwheel the arms into Warrior Two and spin the back foot to the side with the toes turned in ever so slightly. Push the weight to the outside edge of that left leg. Bend deeply into the right leg. Exhale down with your arms for the moment. Let them sweep all the way down in front of you. And then inhale, reach the arms up and begin to straighten that front leg. Exhale down, bend the leg, sweep the arms all the way down. Inhale, reach them all the way up, straighten that front leg. Do that one more time. Exhale the arms down in front of you, like dancer arms. Inhale, reach them all the way up. And this time let's come to settle Warrior Two. That's it. So looking over your front hand. Exhale those arms to your hips and straighten the front leg. If you're too wide, you'll know because you'll feel it in the front ankle. So if you need to just shift that back foot in a little, straighten the front leg. We're going to come into a gentle triangle. So from here, Just lift your toes, feel the mound of your foot dig into the floor, then let your toes lower and spread. This will just help you stop locking that knee. We're going to gently take a soft bend here, draw the right hip bone up into the socket and gently shift your hips to the left. And you'll feel your right side body starting to fold over your right thigh. Let your hand trace down the right leg, just to the point where it's comfortable for you. You don't want your spine to be hanging off the pelvis. You want your core to be drawing everything into the centre. Open through your left shoulder, draw your right rib forward. Maybe the arm comes above your shoulder, maybe it stays behind your back. You choose. Head can either turn down or a slight Jalandhara lock in the throat and turn your head to look up to the left. So inhale, reach through your left hand. As you exhale here, turn your head to look centre. Inhale, take your left arm down a little and begin to stand your way all the way up. Arms out to the side. Exhale down into Warrior Two. Left arm behind your back. Turn the right palm up. Keep your legs where they are. Reverse Warrior. Reach your right arm back. Breathe space into that right side body. Inhale here. Exhale back to Warrior Two. Inhale to side angle. The right elbow will rest on the right thigh. The left arm will reach across your left ear if it allows you to, or maybe keep it behind the back. Maybe turn your head, tuck chin, Jalandhara Bandha, to look at underneath the left arm. Keep spiraling open through that torso. Right ribs forward, left ribs back. Pushing the weight down through the outside of the left leg. Inhale here, look down to the ground. Exhale, spin the left hand down to the long edge of your mat and spin your toes to face the long edge of your mat. Walk your feet so your heels are in line with each other and turn your toes out. Let's slowly start to shift the weight side to side. So bending one leg, straightening the other, and then shifting to the other side. Take it slow and make it explorative for you. This is your time to explore a little. There's nothing you have to achieve here other than feeling and learning about your own body. What feels good? Where am I feeling it? What's it doing for me? What effect is it having on my mind? Next time you come up through centre, turn your toes in this time. Look up, hands on the hips, and look up halfway. Feel your inner core. Draw your shoulder blades back. Flatten your spine. And then exhale, fold with your spine still extended. Then at the very end, begin to release. Hands to the floor. Maybe they walk between your feet. And then let your head drop as well. If you're feeling too much of a pull in your hamstrings, it's okay to bend the knees slightly. Inhale here, looking up to halfway. Let's pivot both feet to face the front of the mat. Hands beside the feet, stepping back into downward facing dog. Inhale, shoulders to high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Strong bodies, upper arms strong and hugged and beautiful. Rest the feet. Inhale to cobra of your choice or up dog if you wish. And exhale to downward facing dog. Maybe you come back from up dog, maybe you come through child's pose. Listen to your body. Stay here 3 breaths. Maybe just take a little side wobble of the hips here, almost like you're slowly wagging your tail. Shortening the side body of one side, lengthening the other. Make it not so much a stretch, but more of a gentle pandiculation. Oh, there it goes again, sorry. We're getting ready to hop, walk, step or jump to the front of the mat. Exhale and fold. Inhale, standing all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a breath here. Ready to flow again, last time standing pose. Here we go. Inhale, breathe those arms down and up. Bring the feet down as you reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, step right foot back this time, hands to the floor, keep your knee high. We're getting ready to stand up in a high lunge. So bend the knee a little, come from a low standing lunge and reach, skip the right tailbone under, draw the energy up through that right heel. Breathe long and deep down to the belly. Find your steadiness in your pose, find your seat. As we prepare now to move into Warrior 2, so open the arms out, spin the back foot, toes slightly turned in. Bend deeply into that front leg, open through the left hip. Inhale here, straighten your front leg, bring your arms up to the sky. Exhale, float the arms down. Relax your shoulders as you do this. Inhale, soften, straight leg, reach to the sky, soften the shoulders. Exhale, bend. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, Warrior 2. Rest the arms. Imagine that I'm pulling you from hand to hand, extending your chest. So inhale here, begin to straighten that front leg. If you're too wide, step the back foot in slightly. Lift the toes, keep the mounds down, then lower the toes. Keep spreading the toes, keep pushing down the mound of the toes. Draw the left hip up into your hip socket and gently shift the hips over to the right a little. Push out through the outside of right leg. Feel that side bend of your left torso, slide your hand down the left leg just to the shin where you're comfortable in your triangle. And if you wish, maybe the right arm reaches above you too. If you have any niggles in the lower back, keep the hand on the hip. Maybe with Jalandhara Bandha, tucking that chin, turning to look underneath that right arm, if it's up. Inhale here, if your arm's up, bring it down. Begin to stand your whole body up, bend as you exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, right arm behind your back, left palm up, reverse warrior. Keep your legs with it. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, side angle, left elbow to left thigh. Maybe the right arm, tuck your chin, maybe it comes over the right ear. Looking underneath the right armpit, keep opening and spiraling through the torso. Inhale through the right hands. Exhale, we're going to spin the right hand down to the long edge of the mat again. Toes slightly turned in. Make sure your heels are in line with each other. And with our toes turned in and our feet anchored this time, walk both of your hands over to the left foot. Ground your right hand down on the ground and open your left arm all the way up to the sky into a twist. The reason I've got you to walk over to your left leg is so you feel it, hopefully in the outside and back of the left leg as well. And rather than trying to push the arm, see if you can feel what's happening in the spine, the vertebra and the thoracic spine, and work on the rotation of this. Inhale here, exhale, sweep down, and slowly change sides, walking both hands toward the right foot. Ground your left hand down, turn the hand out so your left shoulder opens, and then begin to peel open and rotate your right arm up. Inhale, reach through the hand. Exhale, sweep down. Walk the hands back to the center. Let's heel toe those feet toward the middle. Stay about as wide as your hips with your toes turned out. And we're going to slowly shift our hips down into a yogi squat. So find the squat that's right for you. It's okay if your heels are up, or if you wanted to put something under your heels like a little roll or blanket, it's okay. Wherever you are, arms on the inside of the thighs, palms together, ground down through that sacrum and grow long through your spine and your crown, a gentle tuck of the chin. Feel the belly expand and actually feel it move the sacrum from the front to the back. Notice the nourishment here of all of the pelvic bowl organs, calming of the kidney energy. Releasing of your squat, we're going to gently lift the bottom again, turn the feet to face front, and let's spin and pivot to face the front, step back into a last downward facing dog. Inhale the knees down into a happy cat, drop your belly. Exhale into rounded cat. Inhale, happy cat. Exhale, draw back. As you do rounded cat, draw back into your child's pose. Squeeze all the muscles in toward the bone. And when you reach child's pose, release. We're going to do this 3 times, then we'll relax in child's pose. Inhale back up to a soft, happy cat. Exhale, rounded cat, and squeeze, hug every muscle to the bone. Draw your bottom back toward your heels, and then when you're in child's pose, let it all go. Let's do that again. Inhale, happy cat. And exhale, draw all the way back. This is our last one here. Squeeze, 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 and completely surrender. So feel free to rest in child's pose. Maybe your arms are down beside you. Maybe they're a little pillow for your forehead. Or if your knees want to be wide, you might like to try threading your arms through between your legs and resting your forehead down on the floor. Resting the head on a block or a pillow is also another option for you. Slowly raising yourself up here. And just shifting back, forward, hands, walk the hands forward, bring the knees together. We're going to come in for pigeon or modified pigeon. So we'll come into that from a soft down dog, stretching back. Maybe you want to come into full pigeon, and if you do, then gently step the left foot forward toward your right wrist, lower the left knee down behind your left wrist, and then start to tuck your back toes and walk that back leg down straight. If you need a little height underneath the left hip, grab a block if you've got one, or a book or a pillow, and place it underneath the left hip. Make sure you've got a little bit of a flex here on that left ankle. That'll help save the knee. And then slowly inhale and halfway lift here. Raise up onto your fingers and feel a bit of a back bend. Walk yourself up a little higher if you want a little higher. Keep walking and stretching that back leg out. And then exhale, wave down to where you can softly rest in your pigeon. Now if pigeon's no good for your knee today, let yourself drop all the way over to the left hip. And you can still fold in exactly the same way, but just let yourself drop all the way over to that left hip. Okay? Have a blanket, a pillow for the head. Slowly, let's walk the hands underneath you, raise yourself up. Keep your left leg where it is for a moment and gently bring that right leg out, straight in front of you. Keeping the left leg in, now it should be in half butterfly, right leg out in front of you, ground down through your sitting bones. If you need to sit on something for a bit of height, please do. So we're going to do a little bit of a flow here. From here, we'll simply turn our chest and inhale, ground down through your sitting bones, reach up through your hands, And as we exhale, we're not going to fold and try to reach like this. So you just to gently make it more of a yin, round, and let your belly fold toward your leg. Now if you don't have that length of fold, just simply have your hands behind you and just let yourself rest here. Once your torso is folded toward your thigh, then let your chin drop too. Softly walk your way out. Use your hands. Take your left hand behind your left knee, so behind you. And we're going to bring ourselves up into almost like a half rainbow. Make sure your left hand is in the right position. Come up into your left knee. Extend your right arm and your right leg and lengthen into half rainbow. Lift the hips or half plank really. And as you exhale, lower the bottom down. Reach your right hand along your right leg and side bend. So you turn your chest to your left leg, but side bend over your right leg. Inhale, come back to the half rainbow. Left hand grounds down, open up. Exhale, come back to the side bend. One more time. Inhale, half rainbow. That's it, everybody. Beautiful work. Exhale back down into your side bend. Beautiful. Inhale steadily, come on up. And in the most graceful way, I would do it more gracefully if we had more time. We're going to come back to downward facing dog. And this time we'll begin from pigeon again. The right foot steps forward, the knee behind the right wrist, the foot behind the left wrist. Walk the left leg back, tuck the toes. Come on up to your fingertips. Once you're there in position, inhale, come on into that back bend, squeeze. Lifting to the point where it feels so good in your back body. And then exhale, soften all the way down into your pigeon. Pigeon of your choice, drop to the outside of the right hip, Karen. On this side especially. Yeah. And then fold still if your knee allows it. Remember to keep a flex of that right ankle. Feeling all right? Okay. Ooh, sorry. Beautiful, guys. Can you walk your hands up slowly, supporting yourself? Beautiful. Can you hear me? Can we gently, softly come on out? Beautiful. Thought I lost you for a moment. I have. Hi. Sorry, I dropped off. Come on up slowly. Once you're up, let yourself come over to the right hip. Gently, gently bring your left leg around, maybe support it if you wish. Draw it toward the midline just enough so you can rotate your chest toward the straight leg. Inhale, ground it through your tailbone and your sitting bones. Inhale, reach long through the side body. And then exhale, fold over that front leg. And again, it's okay if you can't fold too much. Your body doesn't like it, just to have your hands behind you. It's also fine to let your head rest on something. Softly come on out of this, and we'll go into 3 times that half rainbow side bend flow. So right hand behind your right leg. Inhale, come on up to the right knee, straighten out through the left toe, extend through the left side body, make it long, big breath in here, tuck your tailbone under, and exhale, lower the bottom and side bend the left arm and the right arm over your left leg. Breathe out there, soften. Inhale, right arm beside you, ground it down, open through the right shoulder. Deep breath in here. Exhale, lower the hip down. Side bend over. One more time. Right hand ground down. Left arm reach. Exhale, side bend. Beautiful, everyone. Inhale, come on up, and let's gently unfold the legs. Now, as much as I want to keep you going with more, as you know, that's common for me, we're going to have to bring ourselves down for Shavasana because we've got the seniors group coming online in about 5 minutes. Now, if you want to spend longer in your Shavasana today, if they start coming on, just feel free to leave the meeting, okay, and stay in Shavasana for as long as you wish to. You're at home, so you have that luxury. So if you do that, namaste now, but I'm going to walk you through a little Shavasana and then give you some quiet time too. Lots of love to you all. So let's come to lay on our back. Lower down slowly. As you're there, if you do need to hug your knees into your belly, please feel free to. Maybe a little bit of a side-to-side massage of the spine. Circle the knees on the ceiling, and circle them the other way. Making sure you're warm and comfortable. Slowly lower the legs. If you need to just lift the hips one time, lower them down, and then lengthen the legs. Letting the hips roll out, letting the toes roll out. And settling your whole body. This is your time to drink in all of the beautiful goodness. From moving your body in all those amazing shapes. In harmony with the breath. As you lay here, to help your body drop even deeper, you may like to notice first of all where the physical body is and how you notice the sensations, and then become aware of any subtle subtle energy through the body at the moment, your subtle energy. Notice maybe in the palm of the hands and the soles of the feet. And visualize that you have a light just above the crown of your head. It's like a subtle thread, delicate, but a very powerful golden light. And it's slowly beginning to move through the crown of your head, moving down, relaxing the scalp, the bones of the cranium, the membranes that wrap and nourish, support the brain, and the fluid that nourishes it. Softening the jaw, the eyes, feeling every part of your energy system as light moves through. Continue it travelling in your own time as I play the sound. And let's finish now with our awareness at the heart. And thinking of one thing that brings a lot of gratitude into your heart right now, the feeling of gratitude. And feel that energy infuse your whole body. What colour comes up for it for you? Now visualize that light, it mixed with the light and the colour you're getting, sending that out to the source of the gratitude, and then seeing it expand beyond that. Seeing that field get bigger and bigger. So it's an all-embracing gratitude. And feel it returning back to you as well. Continue to feed that. Feed the gratitude. And feel that light within you grow brighter. If you're going to stay there, please feel free to leave the meeting now, and I wish you love. And if you're going to bring yourself up, then please start to bring the movement back into your body, stretching in any way that feels right. Rolling yourself off to the side. And giving yourself a deep, deep hug, that unconditional hug, like you're hugging a child that you love unconditionally, or an animal, a pet. And in that deep, deep love and compassion, feel that as if it's moving through the entire collective field of all living creatures. That all there is in this moment is that depth of love that you feel. Moving into the field, reaching suffering where there is suffering, known to us and not known. And then bringing it back to that extreme love for your own being, for your own beingness, and being here in the moment now. And let's slowly bring ourselves up to seated. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste. Lots of love to you all. I'm not going to end the meeting because I've got the seniors coming on to this now, so you're welcome to join seniors if you want to stay. It's a great little class. Namaste. Thank you. Lots of love, Teresa.